Kehinde Adegoke, otherwise known as Kenny Brown. I'm a writer, host, speaker, liberation, and intentional lifestyle coach. And you are welcome to Monday Motivation. On this platform, we motivate, inspire you, liberating you from just living into intentional living. And if this is your first time listening to us, please subscribe, like, share, and follow us. We would like to hear from you. So what are we talking about today? So today we will be talking about relationship. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. What do we mean by relationship, and how does relationship help us in the place of productivity or even in our day-to-day life? Let us start from what is relationship. So relationship is the way two or more things or people are connected. So you can be connected with someone or you can be connected with a thing. We're going to relationship with excellence or mediocrity. So we understand what mediocrity is. So it means that something that's average or not so good at all. And we know what excellence means. It means that you're outstanding or extremely good. So where there is average and where there is extremely good, would you rather settle for mediocrity or would you rather have a relationship with excellence? I want you to know this, just as much as the people that you relate with could make you or break you. Same thing with mediocrity or excellence. So if you choose to work with mediocrity, then you can see the result that you are getting. And that would be us going back to the place of comfort zone, being comfortable with where you are, or settling for less, or settling for what other people are settling for, rather than striving hard to be better, striving hard to take it a little step above what other people are doing to get a different or a certain result that is not regular. What are you in relationship with? Before we begin to go into what are you in relationship, I think it's better if I go with who are you in relationship with. You might think that you can be excellent in all of your dealings without anyone's approval, or with skills, or with being a good workmanship, and that's based on your skill or based on your career or based on what other people have tested and tried and that has worked for them. But I'm here to tell you that if you are not in a relationship with God, it's possible for you that you might be living your average life. You might be living a life of mediocrity. Even as much as you strive hard, as much as you go for all the courses, make yourself available for all the conferences, and you just want to be better, you just want to be smarter, you just want to intensify your personal brand, you just want to be the most influential, or you're running or chasing, after people who are more successful in that area, just so that you can learn a thing or the other. It's possible that you can still remain mediocrity, even in that environment where you are supposed to flourish or thrive. If the grace of God is not upon your life, if you are not in a relationship with God, because you will always settle for less. Amos 3:3 says something. It says that can two work together except they agree? So you either agree with mediocrity or you agree with excellence. So you have to work together with God to be able to achieve a certain goal, or to be able to reach your highest form, because you do not create yourself. You do not know how much you can stretch or how much you can expand. When people tell you stretch to your maximum limit, But who can determine what your maximum limit is? Do you know what God has deposited in you? How then can you know that you are actually stretching? How then can you know? If you have gotten to that place of saying that now I am fulfilled, would that be your self-assessment or God's assessment telling you that you have reached your maximum limit? Or even if you keep flying right now, if you keep soaring as far as you can go, as far as the wind blows you, what tells you that you are still living in your maximum capacity? Or what tells you that you are running towards your maximum capacity? It's possible that you're supposed to be going point A and you find yourself going point B. Why? Because you're working on an average. You cannot excel without God being the foundation, without having a relationship with God. The source of productivity is God. The source of your strength is God. The source of your maximum living isn't God. Why? Because you do not choose your purpose. Your purpose is to be discovered, not to be found. Because your purpose has already been given to you before you got here on earth. So you don't find it. It's not lost. You discover it. And it takes a place of relationship to be able to discover it. Now, in as much as you've discovered what your purpose is through relationship and intimacy, why then would you want to continue a journey without the person who showed you, who helped you discover that hidden treasure that is within you? So now, you may be thinking that you are on your path to excellence. But I tell you, if you are not laying that foundation on that foundation that has already been laid, then you are still operating in mediocrity. Then you are still a mediocre. No amount of your certification or qualification, you're still there. Because that is how far you think that you can go. But I'm telling you that that is still an average. You can still go above and beyond what you are thinking or what you have imagined or envisioned outside of God. By the time you place Him in between the bedrock of your productivity, then you excel. Then you do things beyond the supernatural. So where is your ship sailing? Is your ship sailing towards mediocrity, or is your ship sailing towards positivity? Let me ask you this question. How in sync are you with your why, with your reason, with what you are doing? Have you gone back? Are you still standing where you started from? Are you still operating? Are you still feeding from that? Or are you growing outside of it? Are you growing outside of your calling, outside of where God has called you? Or are you gaining ground in that place? When you stay in relationship with the source, then you grow in, and the seeds or the fruit of abiding will begin to feed other people around you. But when you are not doing that, when you are not in sync with your foundation, then you find out that you're growing out. Even when it looks like you are feeding a lot of people, when it looks like you have loads of followers, that is not the seed, that is not the fruit that you're supposed to give them. And even when you give them, those fruits or seeds will not abide. So you have to be in relationship with your maker and with your purpose, making sure that your ship is sailed by God, that God is the one sailing in charge of your ship. That way you are walking your way into excellence, You are not settling for mediocrity. Remember, mediocrity in this term does not necessarily mean that you choose to settle for less. You might be running towards excellence, but running outside the plan of God for your life. Therefore, you will be operating in an average level, which is still the level of a mediocre. But when you operate according to the plan, to the will, to the blueprint for your assignment, then you're walking towards excellence. Then you're walking on the plan that has been given to you to get the result of the Father, not your own result. In the book of Colossians 3:23-24, it says, whatever you do, walk heartily, not as unto man, but as unto the Lord, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance of your reward, because you are serving the Lord. For you to be able to receive, for you to be able to pursue excellence, you need to be sure that you are doing it as unto the Lord and not as unto man. That is why your relationship is very important to God. You might take 7 steps to greatness. You might decide to go 10 steps or follow the manual of 10 steps to productivity. But if that foundation is not based on God, if it's not based on your maker who gave you that purpose, you will find yourself operating as a mediocre, regardless of the resources, the time, the sacrifice, and the commitment that you have put into it. But when you let the one who gave you that purpose lead you in the path that he wants you to go, then excellence is assured. Till I see you again next week, do not be conformed to mediocrity, but be transformed into excellence. Bye now.